What's that? Who is that? Is that? No, no,
I
no.
heard he died.
It's my guy. What are you doing? Are you back? What is going on here?
Hey, good people. What's up?
Welcome back to the Classics. The cinematic movie podcast takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. I'm your guy, Danger Neff, and with me is my partner in crime.
Jay Alonzo. What's
Welcome
the
back.
deal? What up, Dave? Danger Neff.
How are you, sir?
I've missed this I've missed doing this for a minute. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've really missed doing this for a while. Like I've watched every episode from the hospital and from home, and I'm like, damn, I missed that. Like shit. So yeah, I've done I'm recovering still, but at the same time I've definitely had my finger on the pulse of movie culture and all that good stuff. But above all else, man, I'm missing the folks, man. I miss you as well, and you held it down for sure. But I've missed doing this for a good long period of time. Like people don't understand how long a month and some change actually is.
Right.
Doing something like you love to do. You know what I mean? We like that forced break you had to take. You know what I'm saying? So I miss doing this. So yeah.
And we're glad you're back. So we're not actually covering an episode.
Mm.
Um, or we're not covering a movie at least this week.
This
This
is
is
like Jay and David shoot some shit.
yeah, it's going to be a little bit of shooting the shit. It's more importantly, it's going to be more about uh, giving accurate information about all that's going out there. Um, you know, obviously, some people have seen you post on social media. You know, the photos. You do the early morning workouts now, and that's great. But let's get down right to business. So, what happened?
What happened? Okay, so for those who don't listen to the noise, I did do. This is my first time back doing this. I did it. I was on the noise the other day with Los, and Los giving my first official coming back interview. But for our center folks, it's a bit more personal, so I can actually like kind of get more personal with it. Plus, I can talk more clearly now.
That's a good
So,
thing.
about a month ago, about a month and a half ago, actually, I did go to the hospital with some breathing issues. Um, and for those who've been following the show for a long period of time, also know that I've also suffered with what they call congestive heart failure for at least for the last 2 years or so. And it's been maintained for the most part, but there are also some things you can't control, if you will. And then one day in October, preferably a week before Halloween, I went to the hospital with breathing issues, and they kept me. As I was in there, and they're running the tests and all that, it was discovered that my heart uh, my heart function at the time was at like 15%. So imagine a cell phone about to die. You know what I'm saying? You're struggling to get that shit charged up. And typically they went into my wrist trying to see if a stent would help. I already have a stent mark now from last year, and uh, by the way, it's not drugs. This is literally something that just runs in the family, so it's hereditary at this point.
Right.
But they tried to go in there via my wrist to put a stent in there, and they discovered that the problem was worse than what they thought it was. So now we're talking about other options. The biggest one being bypass, and for me, it'll be a quintuple bypass. So if you don't know your doctor word, quintuple means four. So,
Right.
right? Oh, 5. I'm sorry, 5. I don't know shit either. Okay. So quintuple means 5. So yeah, so we're looking at a quintuple bypass surgery. Plus I'm a grown man, so can nobody sign up for me? So it was by far the most adult decision I've had to make.
So,
Had I not agreed to do the surgery, the idea of me hosting this show or even being on this planet up until next summer was a slim chance. You know what I mean? So I made the decision to go forth with the surgery. A week later, I had the surgery. Surgery was successful. A week later, after that, going through my recovery, something transpired with my body to where it was like almost all the risk that was presented to me with getting the surgery kind of came to fruition because a week later, actually, to attest to this, I had just seen Dave. David just came to Summit Hospital the day before. The very next day, I'd already learned to walk again, kind of learn how to like kind of use my body again, all that jazz, and then only to suffer from what has now been deemed as a stroke. So I had a stroke in the hospital a week later, which of course prolonged my release. So now I'm in hospital for another 2 weeks at this point. So yes, so that's what happened. But I'm a warrior, man. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. You know, I've always been somebody that you can't keep down, even though the laws of nature tries to keep us down the best way we can. 2020 as a whole has sucked ass, sucked ass. It was horrible, but with the power of prayer, uh, love from family, friends. My dog came through. My boy D came and saw me a lot. And then the center folks, who prayed for me and cause this is not new to them. We've dealt with this last year. So
yeah.
power of prayer and the well wishes and just kind of the urge to fight and get over this. And I got up. Here I am.
Initially, I was gonna fuck with the crowd and have you shown like you're in heaven and I'm speaking to you in heaven, because I'm an
But
awful.
that would have showed my dedication. Like, yeah, I died, but I'm still dedicated to this fucking show. Though. You know what I'm saying?
So, congestive heart failure. You had the quintuple bypass surgery. That led into a stroke. Luckily, it wasn't. Luckily, it wasn't debilitating, should I say?
Right.
Uh, instead, you were able to recover from that. What were some of the challenges that you faced along your recovery process? And
Well, starting with the stroke. Well, no, I started with the actual surgery itself. You saw the picture. Well, we won't share it there, but you saw the picture of it was like right after the actual surgery itself. Seeing that was like a mind blowing. I'm hooked up like a car battery. This is crazy. Uh, the struggles with that was getting mobile again, having to get up and walk around, and I almost had to relearn how to walk, and for certain things that we kind of take for granted in this life, but learn how to walk in a straight line, and carefully balancing yourself and all that. Um, that was definitely a challenge for sure. Just kind of trying to well, first of all, mentally accept the fact that what I just endured, and then the recovery process that's to follow. You know what I mean? That was tough. It's still tough actually. But then the stroke thing came. When the stroke happened, it was almost like, dude, So I was like, what? No way. And it was funny because I learned so many things while I was in there. And as far as the recovery from the stroke, what happened was it was this thing to where I learned that what I had at the time was this sort of syndrome for people who have strokes, to where your brain kind of reverses the effects of said stroke. So for the first couple of days, yeah, I had the slurred speech. My whole left side was numb. I couldn't do much, you know. I definitely couldn't have a conversation like right now. You know, that was impossible.
Right.
3 days later, I'm back to normal. I was just like, oh, this okay, all right. Mind you, it's a blessing because, you know, I've had family members who have had strokes in the past, and the damage, you know, is permanent. Like it's definitely permanent. And for that to not be my case, I was beyond grateful. You know what I'm saying? I can carry a conversation and I can still walk and do for myself and all that. And so, yeah, it was definitely a rare occasion, but it's several things, you know, that people in this lifetime take for granted. And just listen to your body, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to your body. Like when your body tell you something is wrong, it's not fucking with you. It's something is wrong. You should go get that checked out and soon. You know what I'm saying? Because I think my biggest issue was my body was telling me something was off, and I already have a pre-existing condition, if you will. So my body telling me that something was wrong and kind of ignoring it. And then I finally decided not to ignore it. And when I went, turns out something was wrong, and I'm glad I went at that time because otherwise I went another day or so. It might have been too late. So,
Right.
so that's one of the more valuable lessons learned for sure.
And what have you been doing now? Now that you've been out of the hospital, now that you've been cleared to cover, you know, to basically come on the show, obviously. Uh, are you still considered in recovery at this point?
I am still considered in recovery for sure. Shout out to the doctors, my neurologist. I won't say the name, but my neurologist, my cardiologist. They're all very much aware of what I do. They know that I have this show. They know we have an awesome fan base. They know, well, you know, COVID rules is odd. You know, at the hospital, and every nurse knows I was the one that had the most visitors on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I said, you have no clue because if COVID wasn't a thing, this room here would be like 30 fucking people. Like, that's just what it is. But everybody knew what we do. You know, I've had a few nurses actually follow the show because they were so into what we do. And the neurologist who saw that even when I was in the hospital bed, I'm still talkative. I don't know when to shut up. So, you know, I was able to keep a conversation going and keep my personality at bay to where I can still be me and not feel like I'm handicapped, if you will. So they took that into account, and when she realized that I was trying to get back to the show, get back to what I love doing, she had advised me to take my time with it because my breathing, and well, it wasn't my breathing was bad, but kind of my lungs adjusted back to my heart and what's going on with it now, and letting my incisions heal and all that stuff. You know, she had advised I take my time getting back. So this time, now that I'm currently doing the show now, this was the time where she had advised I should, you know, I'm able to, you know, I have a better breathing control. I'm able to carry a conversation for a long period of time and not sound like I'm kind of slurring off in the words. You know what I'm saying? So, what I've been doing since getting out of the hospital now, every morning, except right now because I'm doing the show. Every morning I get up and I do a cardio exercise. Um, Outside, I probably do like about 5,000 steps a day, and just get my body back into a certain kind of shape that's comfortable for me, and just kind of getting back to me. You know what I'm saying? But more so, kind of getting out, smelling, you know, getting fresh air and feeling like, you know, cool. Feeling the sun beaming on me and all that type of stuff. Because I'm not gonna say being in the hospital is like being in jail, but it's quite similar. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't, the difference is you're not doing time per se, but you can't go home until, let's say, it's time to go home.
Right.
And we've had conversations like, I just want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Just be in this place every day. I just want to go home.
Sure.
So, I'm still technically in recovery. I'll probably be in recovery for another like 2 months, but I'm now at the point where I can still be in recovery and still do what I love to do, which is back to the classics. So
Right.
that's what.
Of course. And to kind of give a general idea of how the show's going to go, at least moving forward. We can kind of give you guys a little bit of a schedule wise. I myself am probably taking a month off in March because the movies are garbage. I ain't gonna lie. We're still gonna go through the rest of this month. Whatever guests that we had basically booked at this point, doing so. I'll still be quote unquote leading, but don't read anything into that. It's just my way of making sure that Jay continues on with his breathing control and all that. To make sure basically that we build you up to speed until you can basically host by yourself for a month, and then there's that. January still going to go through our run of shows. February, we are bringing back the Artist Showcase, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Because we already know who we're going to choose. We've known for some time, and we're not going to really release it until we get a little bit closer.
And I watched a horrible movie with this guy the other day. I'm like, ugh, this movie sucks. I hate this movie.
So that's just to kind of give you guys a little bit of the idea. Real quick, let's talk about some movies that you've actually covered. I'm assuming with a lot of time on your hands, apparently, were you able to watch any movies?
Oh, dude, we've had the conversation. Dave's being like modest. Yeah, we typically do a top 10 every year, but 2020 being the farce of a year that it's been, Dave has no top 10. I've actually put together a top 10 out of everything I've watched this year. And yes, I've seen some great stuff, man. I've seen when you have a lot of time on your hands, I've watched a lot of good stuff. Even before the hospital, like when quarantine really kicked in and COVID was really a thing. From then to now, I've watched a lot of good stuff. Like, I won't tell you where I place everything, but like to give you a good example, like The Five Bloods will definitely be in my top 10 for sure. The King of Staten Island will be in my top 10 for sure. Uh, uh, Trial of the Chicago 7 will definitely be in my top 10 for sure. I've seen some great movies this year. I've also seen some, whoo, that was hard to get through. That was tough to get through. And that's from a hospital bed, too.
Right.
You know?
So what's going to wind up happening is Jay himself is going to do his own separate top 10 show. I will not be a part of it because I don't want to be a part of a top 10 show when I don't have a top 10. I would just be throwing together movies that I've been putting on repeat, to kind of do whatever. So that will be a great introduction. It really is great to have you back, man. I of course have always held certain. I'm still holding certain reservations to make sure that you're still feeling okay. If the neurologist says that you're okay and your breathing is fine, I'm really, really happy to have you back.
I'm ecstatic to be back. I couldn't wait to do this. Like, I was low key pissed. Like I had to run to the pharmacy to pick up some medication. I'm late. Shit, I gotta get back. Hurry up.
Right.
But it's nothing makes you feel better as far as like taking a long period of time off from what you enjoy doing. From people who shout out to Duval, shout out to Selena Sue. I'm gonna say her name is.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, she's dope. She's beyond dope.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Leland, Big Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always great to have him on, and everybody who filled in as guest host while I was gone. Still was able to provide some great entertaining shows. and still was showing me a massive amount of love, actually. And even Duval, like the day I got out, Duval was like on some like, bro, I'm so happy to have you back, King, and da-da-da. So I'm looking forward to doing a show with Duval for sure. And then the whole Beat Network family, man, it's been a wild ride, but at the same time, with love and prayers and well wishes, we got through it. I have my pillow from the hospital, which Dave signed. I still use it to this day.
I think I literally wrote down, "Yo, 2020, this shit is crazy. Like, get well, get better, love you, bro."
It literally said, "Yo, Jay, bro, this shit is crazy. Get well soon. Love you, dog." Dave. Yep, that's Dave.
That sounds about me.
Yep,
Cool. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Um, we'll be back very, very, very shortly. This is probably going to drop on Monday, I'm assuming, or we'll see.
yeah. I will be on the show next week for sure.
So everybody, welcome back, Jay. Really great to have you back, brother. As always, like, follow, subscribe to the show, and wherever you decide to subscribe to our show at. We're in so many platforms now. It doesn't matter how many. There's no possible way for you not to find us. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us once again. Peace and love. And Jay, it's really great to have you back, brother.
Good to be back, man. I miss you, bro. I miss the center folks. I miss doing this damn show. I haven't even done the show with the new graphics on it, and I was mad about that shit too because we had some good ones. These graphics are dope. I can't wait to keep going.
You gotta, your first show, it's gotta seem like you're from heaven. You know, I'll throw.
We had the Earth background, but Earth isn't. Heaven's not that dark. I think it's very white.
If that's what we're looking for, make sure you have a great white beard too.
I'm Santa Claus too. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I miss everybody, man. Thank y'all so much for the love and the welcome back. And I will see y'all next week. We will see you next week on Back to the Classics. Peace.
Peace out.